Hello everyone and welcome back to AMC Project Popcorn YouTube channel. My name is Ethan and today we're publishing video number 14 in the Daniel Meyer Transmittal Affidavit series. In this episode we'll be diving into the timeline from March 1st, 2022 through April 22nd, 2022 and covering two key exhibits, number 16 and number 24. I want to note that I forgot to address exhibit 16 in the previous video, so we'll be giving it the attention it deserves in this episode. So once again, I showed this in the previous video. These are all the exhibits. I've extracted all the data from the Daniel Myers affidavit and put it here so it helps the attorneys to review them. And then we extracted from the Excel sheet to over here. So here we have exhibits 16 and 24, what pages they could be found, what the document's about, the date, and then where they could be and what videos they could be found. So let's jump in and continue connecting the dots. So we're going to go over exhibit 16 right off the bat. And it's pages 813 to 817. So before we do that, once again, this is the Daniel Meyer Transmittal Affidavit. You can see that. You could also see it was filed in a Delaware court. There's Chancery, there's a stamp. And here's the timestamp, May 4th, 2023 at 11:09 p.m. Alright, so let's go to page 813 now. We're going to jump. Alright, so you can see that's exhibit 16. Oops. 813. Alright, and now we're going to scroll all the way down because the document reads bottom up. So we're going to go to exhibit 17. That's the end. So here we go. So what we'll see is that on February 8th, and I'll show you the timestamp right here. On February 8th, 2022 at 5:44 p.m., Julian Nathan from Citigroup sent an email to the following people. He sent it to himself, Sean Goodman, which is our CFO. John Merriweather is our investor relations. Chris Cox was on the board. We got Kevin Connor, who used to be employed, was our general counsel. Then we had Eddie Goldbach, in-house attorney. Then we have LW people, that's another law firm. And then we have Wild Gotchel. Corey Shivers pops up a lot. Michael Stein, also from Wild Gotchel, is a key player. Mercedes, David, all these are from Wild Gotchel. Then we have Derek Van Zandt, and we have other staff members at Citi. What they were trying to do is set up a Zoom call for Thursday, March 3rd, and the subject was AMC equity call. So now you will see correspondence as the March 3rd call comes around. They're trying to communicate and get all their ducks lined up. So then you're going to see an email from Christian Gonzalez to his colleagues. Once again, we got Julian Nathan, Sean Goodman, which is AMC. He's going to have the attorneys, and then he's going to have all the Citigroup colleagues. Same subject, and he writes team. Just wanted to check in on a couple of open items ahead of our Thursday call. Corey, which is the attorney at Wild Gotchel, were you able to get a call with DF King scheduled? Believe that was one of the key next steps we had discussed on our last call. Also, in the interest of keeping the Thursday call efficient, given we'll probably need to have DF King call first to establish additional next steps, wanted to suggest we focus on the Thursday call on a discussion of the issues around adding an NFT component to the offering. Would be great to get a bit more feedback on how the company's current I Own AMC program has worked, and we could debate alternatives for the rights offering. So the rights offering is still going. Let us know if that works as a plan. Thanks, Christian Gonzalez. Now you'll see people responding back. This is Corey Shivers from Wild Gotchel. 16 minutes later, she responds, thanks, Christian. We'll work to get calls with DF King and the transfer agent on the calendar and invite the broader group. And then we have Mercedes from Wild Gotchel confirming that she tells AMC, LW, and Citi teams DF King and Computershare are available on Thursday at either noon or 1 p.m. for a call. Could you please let us know which works for you? Thanks, Mercedes. And then Christian Gonzalez, Erica Weinberg from LW responds. She goes, I can do a noon call. And then Christian Gonzalez completes that communication for that day on March 1st at 4:20 p.m. and says, either time works for me. And then you can see all his colleagues here, same players, and that's it. So March 3rd call was set. So let's continue. Paragraph 1. On March 3rd, 2022, AMC, Citigroup looped in D.F. King, as well as Computershare, the company's transfer agent, as part of the plan for the preferred share offering. Now we jump to March 15th. On March 15th, 2022, Hycroft Mining Holding Corporation announced the $56 million equity private placement with precious metals investor Eric Sprott and AMC. Both Eric Sprott and AMC invested $27.9 million for 23.4 million shares in cash and an equal number of warrants in Hycroft, which was on the verge of bankruptcy prior to Eric Sprott and AMC's cash infusion. As a result of the purchase, AMC became the owner of approximately 22% of Hycroft. So let's do the math. They spent $27.9 million, 23.4 million shares. You do the division. They bought the shares of Hycroft at $1, a little rounded up a little bit or round down. It's $1.19. Current Hycroft price is 34 cents. As you can see, it closed at what? 348, which is, you got to divide by 10 because there was a reverse split. So we're down a lot of money on that stake. Another question is, why do we even get involved with Hycroft? That's a different story that we'll have a different video. Mudrick was involved. So let's go to paragraph 3. On March 15th, 2022, at 7:16 a.m. Eastern Time, CEO Adam Aron tweeted out to AMC stockholders, giving us notice that, let's go to his tweet. Here's the March 15, 2022, 7:16 a.m. Then you have some photos. AMC is playing on offense again with a bold diversification move. We just purchased 22% of Hycroft Mining, ticker symbol HYMC on NASDAQ, of Northern Nevada. It has 50 million ounces of gold resources and 600 million ounces of silver resources. Our expertise to help them bolster their liquidity. Let's continue paragraph 4. Now, Adam Aron's March 15, 2022 tweet fails to mention that estimates of precious metals resources are based on surveys and not guaranteed. Additionally, Adam Aron does not specify if Hycroft has the resources required for the extractions of all the mentioned resources. Now, addressing the AMC board decision to invest in Hycroft, Adam Aron said, to state the obvious, one would not normally think that a movie theater's company's core competency includes gold or silver mining. In recent years, however, AMC Entertainment has had enormous success and demonstrated expertise in guiding a company with otherwise valuable assets through a time of severe liquidity challenges, the raising of capital and strengthening of balance sheets, as well as communicating with individual retail investors. And here you can see the article. This is where he said it. Actually, let's go to the article first, and then we'll scroll down. So here's in Hollywood Reporter. AMC stated we're buying a 27.9 million stake in gold and mining Hycroft. So scroll down. Excuse me. And then here's Adam Aron's quote. You could stop the video and confirm what exactly I read and what's written in the article and what his statement was. Let's continue. Now we enter TextGate. What's TextGate? So on March 16, 2022, Sakoya Blackwood initiated a campaign of reaching out to Adam Aron. Upon acquiring Adam Aron's private, once again I repeat, private, not his work cell number, his private cell phone number, she began sending text messages pretending to be a woman named Mia. Now, where do we get this information? You could get the sentencing memorandum. You could go to google.com, type in sentencing memorandum of the United States of America with regards to Sakoya Blackwood. Once again, stop the video, take this information, and then type it in Google, and this is the sentencing memorandum. You have a summary of all the relevant information summarized by the United States Attorney, or former United States Attorney General for Southern District, Damian Williams. And then there's of counsel Justin Rodriguez. And here it is. So you could, if you don't believe what we wrote, we extracted all this information from here. So let's continue. And who's Sakoya Blackwood? Let's go to that. There's an article. Well, let me refresh this. Actually, you know what? Let me just go back. So this is Sakoya Blackwood, actually. All right. So now you can put a name to a face if you haven't done before. All right. So let's go to paragraph 7. In the beginning, Aron believed that Mia was an adult woman with whom he had a previous romantic relationship, specifically a ballet dancer. Within the first few minutes, Mia had shared a picture of herself. Aron asked, "Is my memory right that you were into ballet?" And Sakoya Blackwood responded, "Yes." Number 8, paragraph 8. Based on Aron's understanding of who Mia was, which Sakoya Blackwood perpetrated, Aron exchanged messages with Mia about meeting in person in New York. On March 17, 2022, Sakoya Blackwood asked Aron to send her sexually explicit photographs, and Aron complied. On March 19, 2023, Aron asked Mia to send a picture of herself. In response, Sakoya Blackwood sent Aron a picture of a Russian model that she procured from the model's Instagram page. Sakoya Blackwood continued to send Aron additional pictures of the model, passing them off as pictures of Mia. In the following days, Sakoya Blackwood persistently fabricated information about Mia's whereabouts, her activities, claiming, for example, to be in St. Bart's for a modeling job, and her availability for an in-person meeting. At the same time, Mia and Aron continued to exchange sexually explicit messages. On March 25, 2022, at 7:37 p.m. Eastern Time, Aron tweeted out to AMC stockholders, giving us notice that, let's go to his tweet, and you can see March 25th, 2022, 7:37 p.m. He says, or he tweets, "I was highly confident that AMC skills could quickly right the ship at Hycroft. We just did. Eric Sprott and AMC invested $56 million. Now we raised a breathtaking $139 million more cash equity, $195 million in total in only 2 weeks. Calm seas, smooth sailing ahead." Now, March 28, 2022, Aron was on Squawk on the Street, a show on CNBC with anchors David Faber and Jim Cramer. 2 minutes and 31 seconds into the interview, David Faber asked Aron the following questions. All right, so let's go. What's the answer? Let's just confirm. 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Oops.
You know, again, then back to this idea of core competence and what you just said, you're experts in raising money. It would seem to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you see a real opportunity here as a competence in terms of finding another business perhaps that is in a cash crunch position and applying what you now have as this following of your shareholders to basically turn their fortunes around, whatever they may be. In this case, it was Hycroft. The next one might be another one. I mean, is that the new core competence of AMC, to sort of use the memesters that you have to help turn around the fortunes of a company because they're willing to put money behind it?
Well, look, I think I have to say the answer to your question is yes. And we proved it because in addition to the money that Eric Sprott put in, who's a gold and silver mining expert, so we have some real credibility in the investment in Hycroft, because if it wasn't an impressive mining potential, Sprott wouldn't be there with us with his own money and the money we put in. But like, we just raised another $139 million in 9 trading days. It's $195 million going into a company that 3 weeks ago had a market, I guess it's 2 weeks ago, had a market cap of $19 million. This is an enormous amount of capital that the capital markets are allowing us to inject.
Yeah, and was facing potentially its own cash crunch. But I mean, they're going to need as much as $1 billion to make this true transition. Isn't that correct? To sort of get that new mill to process what remains in terms of the mine when it comes to sort of the oxide ore running out, and then being able to process the sulfide ore. Is that correct?
Well, we are going to leave the running of the gold and silver mining company to the experts. We're experts in balance sheets. Eric Sprott is expert in gold and silver. So is Hycroft Mining. But what you described is basically true, although there are exploration sites not yet in full production that are valued at levels that are infinitely greater than a $19 million market cap. This company was basically priced at bankruptcy levels because it was facing corporate death a few weeks after we invested, had we not invested. And so,
understood.
Yes, if we want to go into full production, we're going to have to put in a milling operation. If we want to go into greater exploration, it only takes tens of millions of dollars to explore more than the 2% of the 71,000 acres that currently sit at the Hycroft mine in northern Nevada.
I want you to take out a piece of paper right now.
All right, let's continue on paragraph 14. On April 4th, 2022, Mia messaged Aron, "Send me a naughty picture." Aron responded by sending Mia several explicit photographs of himself and another woman. After Aron sent some photographs, Mia pressed him, "Send me more," and Aron complied, sending more sexually explicit photographs. So now we're going to go back to Exhibit 24. Exhibit 24, we first introduced you back in video 13. So let's go 841. That's Exhibit 24. And remember, this video is read bottom up. And we got into where John Merriweather reaches out to Shannon. And he inquires when does the ape ticker symbol reservation expires. So now we're going to jump to April 5th, 2022 at 12. April 5th, 2022 at 12:22 p.m. And we're going to focus on where he reaches out to Shannon, John Merriweather, and let's read it. So he writes, so let's just confirm so everybody can see. It's coming from John Merriweather, Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, 12:22 p.m. To who? Shannon Rockford from the NYSC and CC'd. You'll see now he's CCing attorneys. Michael Stein from Weichel and Gottschall. What's it reference to? Ape ticker symbol. So outside counsel is CC'd. So Shannon, we've been working on a project that could utilize the ape ticker symbol. Our attorneys Michael Stein from Weichel Gottschall Manges LLP copied have a call tomorrow with the NYSC. Tomorrow. So mind you, they were slated to have a call on April 6th. If this email is accurate, and it did happen, to discuss the project. Based on those discussions and the impending project, we would like to continue to reserve the ape ticker symbol. In addition, we would also like to inquire if APER is available as a ticker symbol. This symbol would be used for a very short 30 days trading window ahead of the usage of ape. My basic search did not indicate that it was in use. Obviously, all this is confidential. Thanks for your assistance. Be safe and well, John. All right. So what happens next? So as of today, AMC stockholders remain uninformed about the rationale behind the availability inquiry concerning the ticker symbol APER and the necessity for a short 30-day trading window preceding the utilization of ape. Additionally, it is unclear when the application to reserve the ape ticker symbol was made. According to defendants NYSC's website, a reservation lasts 24 months. So let's go to their website. So this is the NYSC.com form ticker. Reserve your ticker symbol. Choosing your ticker symbol is an initial step in the life of a public company. An issuer's symbol is unique and can reinforce branding initiatives. So we can only reserve a symbol if the issuer or its agent requests it and have a reasonable basis to believe that the symbol will be used within 24 months. Okay, so let's do the math. If it was slated to expire April 28th, 2022, did they make the application for APE back in 2020, April 28th, 2020? All right, so let's continue. Now, later that afternoon, Shannon Rockford replied to John Merriweather, and she stated, let's go straight to the source, scroll up. So on April 5th, 2022 at 2:25 p.m., Shannon Rockford wrote, John, absolutely confidential. I know when we last talked, I had mentioned that the ape symbol would be expiring later this month. Is the plan to utilize it before the expiration, or, as we discussed, use it in a filing ahead of the project? I'm not sure who from NYC you are speaking to tomorrow, but I would bring up the fact that the symbol is only reserved until April 28th. I have a few questions. What is the timing of the project? Is the R a suffix, for example, a variation of the root ape, or will it be a totally different symbol? Security, Best Shannon. Now, according to the above email exchange, on April 6, 2022, Michael Stein was scheduled to have a call with NYSE regarding the project, to issue a preferred share and reserving the ape symbol. Now, on April 8th, 2022, Mia enters again, pressed Adam Aron once again, send me more, and Adam Aron complied, sending some more sexually explicit photographs. Now, on April 11th, 2022, Sakoya Blackwood began sending text messages to Adam Aron using another voice over internet protocol, voice over IP number, purporting to be someone named Brian, an ex-boyfriend of Mia. Brian told Adam Aron in substance that he had Mia's phone and saw some incendiary shit on it, quote unquote. Brian said that he was probably selling the information that CO scandal is apparently lucrative and that he was going to see what the National Enquirer is offering. 3 days later, on April 14th, 2022 at 9:17 p.m., Brian messaged Adam Aron. She, Mia, wasn't even 18 years old yet, so you know what that means. Then at 11:22 p.m., Brian added, what should concern you is 5 years ago she wasn't 18 yet. Less than 40 minutes later, on April 5th, 2022 at 12:01 p.m. a.m., Adam Aron told Brian, I confused her, Mia, with someone else. She and I have never met before. Now, on April 16, 2022, Brian gave Adam Aron notice that offers are coming in like crazy. People love a scandal. Brian then threatened Adam Aron that he would email all the members of your company board the vids and images. Brian messaged Adam Aron the names and non-public cell phone numbers of 6 members of AMC board of directors, as well as the cell phone numbers of one of Adam Aron's sons. Then on April 17, 2022, Adam Aron sought the assistance of an attorney, hoping that would cause Sakoya Blackwood to stand down. Adam Aron sent Brian a copy of a letter from his attorney warning Brian of the criminal nature of his actions and demanding that he stop. So, Truth is Sakoya Blackwood's Twitter handle. And she tweets at him, hey, CEO Adam Aron and AMC Theaters, at this rate, one share won't be able to buy eggs. Glad your ex-prosecutor attorney can help you threaten people, though. And this is the image of the letter. It's the law firm. They're dated. So let's continue. Let's go to paragraph 24. Sakoya Blackwood was not deterred. Adam Aron also told Mia about the letter. Mia told victim number 1 that the letter to Brian would do more harm than good. Mia said he could do more damage than you could while getting paid for doing it. On April 19th, 2022, Sakoya Blackwood began sending messages to Adam Aron using another voice over IP number purporting to be someone who worked at a media agency, the Media Contact. The Media Contact told Adam Aron that we received a tip regarding you that promised to be damning. The media contact added, "This is extremely unorthodox. I'm reaching out because I'm a shareholder, and I'm worried the information will cause adverse reaction." Now, on April 20th, 2022, the media contact told Aron that the media contact brought the information to their boss and that they made a deal with the seller of the information for $250,000. Then, on April 22nd, 2022, Mia told Aron which is Brian's, going for the money. My guess is sometime next week. Maybe speak with your family so they're not blindsided. That same day, Brian told Aron, "You can tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to do." And the smart move was, "You should have been trying to make a deal." Brian also claimed that there was a bidding war for the information that reached $315,000 at one point. Then on April 22nd, 2022, John Merriweather emailed Shannon Rockford while CCing Michael Stein, stating, now let's go straight to the source. You can see April 22nd, 2022, 4:38 p.m. John Merriweather sending it to Shannon Rockford. CC'd is Michael Stein from Weil and Gotchel, same ape ticker symbol. "Hey Shannon, just catching up on the ape ticker symbol. The attorneys have had extensive discussions with the exchange about the project. It would not be launched before the ticker symbol reservation expiration date of April 28th, but I would expect that it would be used in either the second quarter or third quarter. We have prospective documents drafted that the attorneys have been reviewing with the exchange. What do I need to do to ensure we do not lose the ticker on April 28th? Is there a reservation fee or something we could do? Thanks, John." And that concludes today's video. Stay tuned for video 15.